Okay, so hopefully everybody can see my screen okay. Um, this is, I'm going to take you through a demo of how to work out exercise 3 for module 10. So I have the question copy pasted here. We'll go over that in just a second. I also have, I think that it'll be helpful for just everybody as we're going through. I've already run the query and deleted it from my IDE. But so we can actually see what this is supposed to produce, because I think sometimes when you read through these described, it's maybe a little nebulous as to what they're really asking for. So let's go ahead and read through the question. It says, write a query that returns the alphabetized first letter of the customer's last name and the count of active and inactive customers. Limit the results to only those first letters that occur in the last name column of the customer table. Okay, so basically right here, we can look at the customer table just to make sure we're going to be able to get everything that we need for this query. Oops. We should be able to get it all from one table without doing any joins or anything like that. Okay, so customer last name. Yep, we got that here. Okay. The count of active and inactive customers. So what you see here is that there's a column here for active. All right. And we can deduce that probably 1 means active and 0 means inactive. So that's probably without actually looking at the schema. I think that we can pretty safely say that. So with that said, let's go ahead and work out the query. So what we want to have is we want to have 3 columns here. So we want a column that has the first letter of the customer's last name. Okay, we want to have another column next to it that has the count of active and then customers, and then another one for the count of inactive customers. So basically, we're going to see 3 columns here. We're going to see a column that has A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever list of all the first letters of every last name that's in the database, which will probably be most of the letters of the alphabet, but it might not be. And then we'll have another row here that has, another column that has the count of active customers for that letter. So the active customers whose name starts with a certain letter, and then the number of inactive customers whose name starts with that certain letter. All right, so let's go ahead and get started first with just getting the alphabetized, the list of the first letters in their alphabet. So let's do select. Okay, so if you may recall, we can use the substring in order to get the substring function in order to get the any sort of portion of any sort of text data that's in a column. So substring. So the first thing we're going to do with the substring function is we're going to put in whatever column we're calling this on. So, and then we're going to start with 1 being the first letter, whatever occurs first in that column. And then we're going to go for 1. So this is what our column looks like. So substring, okay. And let's give it a title as last, let's see, letter, last name. Okay, from customer. And let's see what happens there. All right. So there it's giving us like, there's no, we're not consolidating this at all. So it's just giving us like, basically looks like just about every letter in the alphabet, except for I. So anyway, so this is our first column. Okay. So for this, we don't need any case functions, but for the next 2 columns, we're actually going to need case functions. So okay, so let's write this out. Case when, okay, remember we had said that there's, let's see, we've looked at, I'll go ahead and look at that table that we're referencing again. Okay, so we noted that there was this column. So what we want to do is we want to find out how many, for each letter that we've identified, how many are there that are active. So what we can do is we can say case when active equals 1, then 1. So we're going to give it a value of 1 for each time active is 1. The reason we're going to do this is because we're actually going to sum everything up here. Let's see, else 0. Okay. And then end. Okay. And we'll call this active. Now, if we do this, this isn't going to give us the results we want. What we need to do is we need to actually enclose this portion of it that's calling this and identify 1 else 0 in the sum function. Okay. Okay. So what we can go ahead and test this out. So we're saying from customer. We run this, it's going to give us something kind of funky. So we'll need to do a little bit more to it. Yeah, it actually doesn't even run because we have an aggregate function, and when we have an aggregate function, we need a group by function as well. Group by clause. So let's group by. So we could either call the name of this, or we can just make it easy and say group by 1 because it's the first thing that we're mentioning here. Okay. Oops. Okay. Okay. So let's see. All right. So actually, it's just it left a space between there. The function has to be right next to it. You can't have a space there, otherwise it won't call the function. Okay, so let's try that one more time. Sorry, and I think I'd pause for just a second. I think that I had added. So we're going to do, oops. Okay. So we can see for the letter S, we've got 54 active, the letter J, 13 active, W, so and so forth and so on. Because we've grouped it all by this here, this substring. Okay, so everything, all the total number of active people that we've summed up here with this case logic, it is grouped them according to this first letter of the last name. Okay, we can get it in alphabetical order. I'm not sure if it actually asks for that, but it certainly looks a lot better. Okay. So then it also asked us for another column which said inactive. So basically, here, as you may guess, already guess, we're just going to add another case function here. So we can use really the exact same syntax. I'll just copy that. When active equals 1, then 1, else 0, and inactive. Okay. So really all that we have to do is basically we're wanting this next column to be the opposite of this column. So when it's not active, then we want it to be equal 1, and we want to sum up everything that's not active. So let me try that. All right, and so there we go. So that gives us basically everything that we're asked for in question 3. So hopefully that helps, and ping me if you have any questions. Thanks, bye-bye.